There are organizations out there that are leveraging Salesforce in powerful ways to serve their customers. Trailside Talk is here to shine a light on their successes and their stories.
I'm your host, Hannah Thompson. Join me on the trail to CRM success as we dig into some real-life, high-impact journeys, from challenges to triumphs and everything in between. Let's explore this story together. All right, well, welcome to Trailside Talk. I am joined today by Ramon Vingochea, Salesforce Software Engineer for WhiteRock. And WhiteRock is a Salesforce partner whose custom CRM solutions give your business the confidence and power to grow by connecting every piece of your business to your accurate revenue forecast. WhiteRock shapes Salesforce to complement your unique people, processes, and tech stack, and they help you steer clear of common Salesforce pitfalls so that you can keep your focus on your business rather than your CRM. So Ramon, thank you so much for being here today. To start us off, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to be in your role at WhiteRock?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Hannah. Yeah, so my roadmap with WhiteRock started 2 years ago as an intern with WhiteRock while I was in school at UCA. And during that time, I got to learn a lot about Salesforce while also seeing the sales process behind the scenes with WhiteRock, and kind of went through that journey for those 4 months. And then I went full-time as a sales rep for WhiteRock and kind of dove into the deep end to kind of see everything behind the scenes even more. And as that was going on, I was able to get more experience with the CRM and behind the scenes, but not to the point to where I am now, where I'm a Salesforce Software Engineer. And that has really put me into the position to where I am today. And seeing all the capabilities that Salesforce has to provide has been truly great, and being able to do that with some Salesforce veterans on the team is always good to be a part of.
Absolutely. So when you had that realization that you were ready for something different than the BDR sales side of the business, I know that took a lot of courage to bring your job change plans to the team. Could you talk a little bit about what made you decide to have that initial conversation?
Yeah, so yeah, I initiated the conversation early on just because I deeply valued the relationships I had with the team and didn't take it lightly to just kind of walking away from that. But I did realize I wanted to do something more than the BDR role, and I wanted to do something that could kind of fit my future career path that I kind of had in my mind. Since I was in high school, I had always seen Salesforce, or the ticker symbol is CRM. So Salesforce has always been in my mind without me even realizing now future state that I would be in a position to deal with Salesforce on a daily basis. And so I always wanted to kind of be in that role, and I was blessed to have that role kind of open up. And when that role opened up, I did not hesitate to jump on that full time for sure.
Definitely. So kind of building on that, what shaped your decision to stay on as a Salesforce software engineer?
Yeah, kind of to piggyback off that last one is, I think the number one thing for me was, being on a team that I enjoyed working with, definitely was my number one. And WhiteRock was definitely like every day. That's what made it so difficult to try to come to the team and say that I wanted to change career paths, because I wanted to thoroughly stay with WhiteRock. And just, I was always eager to learn about the Salesforce ecosystem, and just wanted to continue that path. And yeah, like I said, when it came about, I did not hesitate, and yeah, and didn't let go.
Oh, fantastic. And you mentioned that you found your way to WhiteRock through your internship experience during your time at UCA, University of Central Arkansas. What brought you to UCA?
Yeah, so the crazy thing is, I kind of have baseball to thank for all the experiences and all the relationships that it's led me to. So baseball brought me to UCA, and that's where I found out about WhiteRock, and that's where I got my internship from. And it's kind of crazy to think about sometimes, but if I didn't play baseball, or I don't know if I'd be here right now and working with WhiteRock. So it's kind of a crazy thing to think about sometimes, but they very, very grateful for it at the end of the day, for sure.
Definitely. We're grateful for it here too. Um, I know we've got a good bit of baseball ties here, like within our WhiteRock team, and it does seem like some of the like mental skills from baseball really set you up well for business here. So with that in mind, could you speak a little bit to the relationship between baseball and maybe tenacity?
Definitely, yeah. I think with baseball and tenacity, they kind of go hand in hand, and uh, just being able to handle the pressure, regardless of the situation, and kind of welcome it. It sounds a little crazy, but uh, when you welcome it and you don't shy away from it, you kind of like hearing the analogy of, you know, there's a bull and a cow, and when there's a storm coming, uh, the cows run away from the storm, but they end up being in the storm longer. And if you're a bull, you run straight through the storm, and you're able to, you know, push through, and you get through the storm quicker, and you see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I think that's kind of the mindset to have in your career as well in life, and then just kind of having that mental strength to go through life, through the ups and downs.
Definitely. And so now with your career here at WhiteRock, how do you find yourself balancing work and life?
Yeah, what's worked for me is I try to be as organized as possible with the tasks that I got to do, and trying to keep a close eye with those and keep track of those, and try to take some breaks, because sometimes I can get too too zoned in on the project, and you kind of get a little burnt out, and you need just to refresh. And so that's a work in progress, but trying to do that. And outside of work, I try to, being a baseball player or retired now or whatever, washed up. I still like to go to the field. I'll go out with my dad and get a round or two, and we'll always have baseball. Kind of will be a part of it no matter what. But might try my hand at golfing. That seems to be the route that everybody goes once they're done playing with their sport. So not very good at it, but we'll have to practice for sure.
That's awesome. Sounds like a solid game plan. So I'd love it if we can dig in a little bit more to the work that you've been doing to support White Rock's customers every day. To start that off, maybe for those who aren't familiar, what is Salesforce and how have you seen Salesforce impact the organizations that use it?
Yeah. So to me, I kind of, to basically sum it up, I think of Salesforce of kind of like a tool, and a cloud tool that helps businesses manage everything from their customer relationships to specific segments like their sales team, marketing, service teams, and just kind of putting all that data together, and automating a bunch of tasks. That way you don't have to manually do it yourself. Um, and it gives you solid insights, all that data together, to make those smarter decisions, forecasting, reporting. I've seen it really help a lot of organizations by making their operations a lot smoother, improving how they interact with their customers as well, and just being able to adapt to like the ever-changing business environments for better growth.
Absolutely. Well said. Are there any new Salesforce features that you're excited about right now?
Yeah, I actually have a few. I think one of the main ones I'm excited about is the Salesforce Social Studio that they got rolling out. Um, you can track and analyze like anything social media. So I think TikTok, X, or Twitter. I still call it Twitter, but Instagram, any hashtags related to your brand or your company. And this allows you to, like, if somebody's like complaining or has issues, you can hop on it pretty quickly and comment a solution, and just being able it'll notify you within your Salesforce instance, which I think is pretty cool. Another one I think that we're actually diving into on our internal WhiteRock team is Salesforce Einstein AI, uh, which is kind of like a Chat GPT, Copilot, Microsoft, kind of that kind of thing. But with this, you'll be able to, you know, think anything AI within your Salesforce. You can ask it, hey, what is my list for today look like? And it'll pull up your list. What can I build this field? And it'll build a field for you. And one of the main ones that I saw that kind of caught my eye was you'll also be able to provide like Amazon. I thought of Amazon when I thought of this, or when I saw this, is you can provide personalized shopping experiences, like product recommendations based on like their user behavior. If you have like an experience cloud site, you can kind of see their history of what they kind of tend to gravitate towards. Like if you say you went on Amazon and you bought these shoes, then they're gonna and then there's recommendations that maybe you'll like these, or kind of piggybacking on their behavior. And I think that's going to be very powerful for a lot of different companies in that sort of space, that e-commerce space. Also excited for the customer 360. So they all kind of go hand in hand. With this, you'll be able to provide like a omni-channel support to the customers. So it kind of goes hand in hand with that social studio, Instagram messaging stuff. But just being able to provide that consistent and seamless customer interaction across all channels, whether it be if you have a website, your social media channel, or just a form of some sort. I think those three are going to be very powerful for a lot of companies for sure.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like it. Neat stuff there. So as a Salesforce software engineer, you're obviously spending a good bit of time working with Salesforce. What are some of the other tools for success that you've leveraged and would recommend? And along with that, are there any additional tools that you're interested in seeking out for the future?
Yeah, so I think we've found a lot of tools that have been really helpful for us lately, to really drive our success for internally and for our customers. We've started to leverage tools like Scribe, which is kind of like a documentation tool that really is very user friendly for when we're trying to take our customers through steps of how to do certain tasks, or whether it be explaining how we built this logic into a certain flow or any sort of automation. It very accurately depicts the images, and you can see where we clicked, and that has been very useful for a lot of our customers, and they've really liked it. And AI has been a big thing that we've been looking into as well, with the Einstein and ChatGPT, as everybody knows. But really trying to focus on not making it our base. We have our base of what we do, but having those tools to kind of supplement what we have going on, not totally relying on those tools. But very excited to explore other tools like Microsoft Copilot's got tools that they've got integrating for their Excel and their Microsoft documentation. And I think Salesforce Einstein Copilot and a lot of other apps on the App Exchange could potentially help our customers as well, that we're currently looking at. One tool that's particularly catching my eye at the moment is Google's new AI model, which I know because we use internally, Gemini. And it's kind of doing what Microsoft Copilot is trying to do, with being able to do AI with all their suite tools, being able to integrate seamlessly with the Google Docs, the Google Sheets, Google Slides, and your Gmail. Being able to, there's a long email, like, hey Gemini, summarize this email for me, and it'll do it for it. Kind of, using it as a supplemental tool and enhancing team efficiency across the board, I think is going to be very helpful for us and for a lot of other teams that may be interested in that as well.
Yeah, no kidding. Those sound like some good ones for sure. So we know that there are a lot of other Salesforce partners out there. What do you think makes WhiteRock different from the other Salesforce partners?
Yeah. So I think WhiteRock basically, like, what really sets itself apart is our innovative approach. Instead of just kind of sticking to the basics of, like, we're able to create a unique and tools and methodology that tackle specific business challenges effectively, no matter the industry. So we're very adaptable, and whether it's you're in the logistics, or you're in the biotech industry. We're very adaptable to that, and I think our biggest moat is in our ability to truly understand our clients and needs and tailoring those solutions accordingly, which makes for some really successful Salesforce projects.
Oh, fantastic. I'd love to hear what it is that you enjoy about your role with WhiteRock.
Yeah, definitely. So I think kind of from earlier, the culture and the mindset of the team it's what I really enjoy about being part of WhiteRock. And then the opportunity to be able to wake up every day and solve different challenges for our customers. It's never the same. There's always something new, and uh, while it can get hectic at times, I always welcome it. It's always nice to have a different challenge every day for sure.
Definitely. And what is it that you aim to achieve in your time here?
Yeah, so I'm still I think everyone's going to be at the learning stage, but um, my goal is to learn as much as possible about Salesforce, and I don't think that'll ever stop, but just continue to learn the new features and all the new features that come out that Salesforce comes out with, and just learn from all the different scenarios that our customers' use cases come up with and their business processes. And being able to continue to learn from our veteran team of Salesforce experts, I think, is priceless and so valuable. And I would look forward to continuously learning from them for sure.
Absolutely. What are some of the major skills that you've learned about during your time here? Could you share more on that?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think the biggest skill that's been added to my tool set since being full time as a Salesforce software engineer has been definitely the project management side. Just being able to find ways how we can be more efficient and organized for our team members. It'll always be a priority for us since it has a direct impact on our customers. Constantly trying to figure out ways on getting better with that, as well as my technical skills with Salesforce. Like I said, it'll never stop, but continuously working on that for sure.
Absolutely. Kind of thinking back to that shift from the sales side of the business to the operations side, what was one of the biggest challenges that you faced with transitioning roles?
Yeah, so I think the biggest challenge was kind of adapting to the learning curve of the technical side of the role. Logan and Mike, very grateful that they were patient with me as I was ramping up. But business process wise, I was able to adapt rather quickly, but technically it did take me some time to kind of get adapted to all the different uh, the language and the terms, and I'll continuously keep learning both sides of the role, but I've definitely seen improvements from the beginning to now, so that's always a good sign.
Absolutely. I'm sure always a process getting into something new for sure. For somebody who might be looking to make a similar leap to you, what's the first step that you would suggest for looking to become a Salesforce software engineer?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing is kind of having your base, you build your base of gaining all the solid understanding of the Salesforce platform and its fundamentals. Salesforce itself provides an awesome platform on their site, Salesforce Trailhead, and it'll take you through all the basics and get you hands-on experience with some projects, and that's been really useful for me in being able to see how to put use cases in real life and just learning the basics, just like how you learn the basics of your using your phone and the apps within your phone, uh, and then after that you can get more fancy with it with all the new Salesforce features and capabilities that I mentioned earlier, and yeah, the sky's the limit.
Right on. Kind of a similar but different question here. What's the most significant piece of advice that you would give to maybe someone in your role at another company?
Yeah, I think communication is always top of the list. Always being able to clearly understand the business process that the customer is asking for and what their needs are before diving into the technical solutions. I think sometimes we can get very eager to offer a solution very quickly and just kind of slow down and kind of see what the best use case is for this customer and kind of make sure it's the right decision, right?
Definitely. Well, before we get into more of our closing type questions here, Ramon, is there anything else that you'd like to share during our time here today?
Yeah, I think like I mentioned earlier, I would say just keep up with all the new Salesforce features and constantly adapting to the ever-changing CRM market, because like everything in tech, it's always changing, and if you don't change, you'll be left in the dust, and it'll be worth it in the long run. And if you want to skip that process, you could just give WhiteRock a ring. Shameful plug, but yeah, we're here.
Fantastic. Well, thank you. So kind of getting towards wrapping us up here, do you have a favorite book or resource for success that you would recommend to those tuning in?
Yeah, I haven't been reading too many books as of late, but as far as resources, I've been Salesforce Ben. It's a resource on you can just Google that I've been really reading a lot because it's kind of my go-to of whether it's seeing new Salesforce updates or just something that I have a question on. I can kind of go to Salesforce Ben and see what the new updates are as far as that is. But yeah, that's been really my main go-to right now. And I guess Salesforce Trailhead, like I mentioned earlier, that has also been a big resource as well.
Those are some good ones for sure. And for those that are tuning in, if they wanted to get in contact with you, how might they do that?
Yeah, you could find me on LinkedIn, Ramon Vingochea, the Salesforce Whisperer. Feel free to shoot me a connection there, a request and a message, and yeah, I'm always up for connecting.
Fantastic. Well, Ramon, thank you so much for taking the time to join me on Trailside Talk today. It's just been really neat to see you grow with WhiteRock and thrive in this Salesforce software engineer role, and just hearing about everything that you're learning along the way. We're grateful to have you as part of this team and just really appreciate you taking the time to come on today and share about your experience.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, thanks so much, Hannah. Yeah, appreciate being on here, and yeah, always glad to be a part of the WhiteRock team for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, and thank you for those tuning in as well. See you on the next one.
See you guys.
Well, that concludes another exciting episode of Trailside Talk. Thanks for joining, and see you on the next trail.